Series called Shrink Next Door. All right, so okay, so I just binge watched this like a few hours ago, and I
Yeah,
started watching a few hours ago, and I just watched all four episodes. I actually wasn't gonna watch the fourth one. I was gonna save it on when the finale comes out, but after watching the third one, I just had to watch it because it's so interesting, and it keeps bringing in new stuff that you won't expect from this kind of show, and
it's
there's so much
crazy.
story here. Yeah, and look, obviously these two are pretty good, Paul Rudd and Will Ferrell, and the performances are great. But tell us what the show is about, basically.
Yeah. I just want to say, like, cause I was gonna watch this show anyway because I'm a huge Will Ferrell fan. I'll watch him in anything. And once I heard this was a drama, I was like, oh, this piques my interest even more because I think the comedic stars like Bill Murray, Adam Sandler, Jim Carrey, Will Ferrell, Paul Rudd, guys who were known for comedy, they give the most realistic, dramatic performances. The comedic actors give the most realistic, dramatic performance. I don't know why that is. That's just how I feel. Robin Williams was brilliant at it as well. And you have like the pros, like Robert De Niro, Leonardo DiCaprio. They're a different type of actor altogether when they do
Yeah.
drama. But when comedians do it, it just seems so realistic. That's how I get with it. But I watched the first three episodes when they came out on Apple TV, and I had to do like a review on my channel about it, just talk about my first thoughts about it because the story is insane. Because I read up on the story after, and I knew there was a podcast, and I just had to talk about it. But yeah, I don't know if there's much hype around this because not a lot of people watch Apple TV stuff, which is a
Yeah,
shame.
it's really
Because
unfortunate. Apple
like
TV is
I don't,
fucking amazing, dude.
yeah, so I don't know if I will cover every single episode because I don't think too many people are interested that much. But that's a shame.
Yeah.
But um, yeah, so the main story is the story of Marty and the therapist who turned his life around. Then he took it over. When he meets Dr. Ike, Marty just wants to get better at boundary. Over 30 years, he'll learn all about them and what happens when they get crossed. So this is a story that spans 28 years where Marty, played by Will Ferrell, he struggles with his nerves and confidence, maybe depression as well. His parents have just died, and now he is the owner, he's the main boss of this fabric business that his parents had. And he's got so many responsibilities, and he's very hard to make decisions. But his sister Phyllis, who is Catherine Hahn, recommends a therapist. So Will Ferrell goes to a therapist, and it's Paul Rudd. And then the story takes off from there, and it's truly messed up. You will not believe that this is a true story unless you actually go and listen to the podcast, which I binged, and it gets even crazier.
How,
Crazy because I
how
didn't
many
want to.
episodes are there in that?
There's six, and then there's like extra episodes. Like there's one episode where they interview somebody who had dinner with Dr. Ike. Then there's another episode where it, I don't want to spoil actually what
Nice.
happens, but there's two additional episodes after that, and then there's one episode with Will Ferrell and Paul Rudd where they're talking about playing the character and stuff. But
Oh.
I haven't watched the last or listened to the last two episodes yet, which I think cover something else develops. I don't want to spoil in case people want to figure it out, but I
Yeah.
haven't listened to them yet, so I don't know what's happening currently with the situation. But yeah, this therapist slowly takes over Will Ferrell's life. Will Ferrell is a rich millionaire who owns a business and is very vulnerable. And Will Paul Rudd's character is very manipulative, and it's not like an abusive way. It's in subtle things here and there. He takes advantage of him, and it's like Paul Rudd's character doesn't intentionally mean to do it, but he has to intentionally mean to do this because it's really messed up what he does. And just to give like somebody just to give an
He's
example,
super
Will,
highly manipulative
yeah, like big time,
and
and you see little
very good
tiny
at it.
subtle things in his movements and the way he looks at Will Ferrell's character that just kind of changes. Like there's one time I think it's in episode 4, Will Ferrell's character. He's having a meeting with Paul Rudd, and Paul Rudd says it'd be great if you opened up a charity. And Will Ferrell's character like, I don't know, it costs a lot of money and stuff like that. I'll think about it. And then Paul Rudd's character like, oh yeah, sure, if you want to think about it, yeah, okay. Like he's just really manipulative that way. And
Yeah.
but it really is a crazy story, and the two guys are terrific in it, really terrific. But just another example is like Paul Rudd's character. he's not like rich, but he's comfortable enough, but he doesn't come from the best of background. Like he didn't grow up rich, while Will Ferrell's character did. So Paul Rudd's character basically tries to live the life he always wanted through Will Ferrell's character by manipulating him, by taking advantage of his money, of his business, of his personal life, and it's hugely tragic. And it gets worse after this, after listening to the podcast. He even gets to a stage where he's spending Will Ferrell's money for his own benefits and things like that. And Will Ferrell's character, he's not like stupid. He's just very vulnerable. You know,
He's
he's
a
lived
very
a life.
nice guy.
He's very nice, and like his parents would have been like probably did everything for him in a way, and he doesn't like responsibilities now that they're gone. But the two guys are brilliant. Catherine Hahn's very good as well. And like, just slowly but surely, Paul Rudd's character is telling Will Ferrell's character to cut certain people off in his life. Where Will Ferrell's character is nobody to turn to. He's nobody, only his therapist. So every problem he has, he goes to Paul Rudd with it. And Paul Rudd just pulls the strings and pulls the strings. It's truly messed up. In episode 4, for me, I felt so bad for Will Ferrell's character.
Yeah. Yeah, I like I said, I just binge watched it like a few hours ago, and I really liked it, man. I was gonna check this because of the poster, of the show, and that poster is amazing. Um,
Yeah.
because it's indicative of what happens in the show. It's very amazing, and also it's like, um, you know, Paul Rudd is obviously a shrink, right? And the poster is basically Paul Rudd inside Will Ferrell's head, and I thought the poster was very well done. But yeah, stuff like that very much intrigues me, and that's why I was gonna check it. Um, and obviously Apple TV and HBO both have top tier content for the thrillers and psychological thrillers and stuff like that. So anything that's related to that genre, I'll check it out. So yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna check it out, and finally I got the time today, and I binged all 4 episodes, waiting for the fifth one, which is the last one, I believe.
No, no. No, there's 8 episodes altogether.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I
it
thought
gets
there were
worse from
only
here, man.
5.
No, there's 8 episodes. There's 8.
Holy shit, that's
Yeah,
awesome then.
but like I watched the first 3 episodes, and it killed me because I have to wait weekly for the rest of the story. That's why I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, should I listen to the podcast or not?" But I gave in and listened to the podcast because I wanted to know what happened next. But yeah, like we're only in the early stages of this. We're only in the like year
Really?
one, year one of it. There's like 20 years to go, man. Over 20 years to go.
I
And
was thinking that it's going to end in the next episode because, um
no,
I thought the story was going to be over soon. Damn.
no, there's way. It gets worse. There's way more stuff to go, and like because the opening scene of the entire series is actually in
Yeah.
2010 at a party, and Paul Rudd's character is running this party. There's a pool. There's like a big expensive party, massive mansion, and
Yeah.
he's running the party. And then we get this mysterious kind of figure watching Paul Rudd or kind of carrying stuff around, which I think is Will Ferrell's character.
Yeah.
So man, like we're only in 1988 right now. We still have long way to go.
Nice. Yeah,
So
that's got me even more intrigued because I thought it was gonna end next episode. But yeah, so far I've been loving it, and it's very well made. Both of them give amazing performances. The best thing about Paul Rudd's performances are that um he never gives away that he is kind of being manipulative. Like if you see him without being suspicious, if you look at him, his behaviors and all that, you would believe he's being real. He's that manipulative, and
yeah,
I thought he's being very amazing acting wise. And even Will Ferrell, I've never seen him act like this before. It's certainly a new thing for me to see him like this. In some of the scenes, the way he's talking, it reminds me of Ryan Reynolds.
yeah.
The way he is in Free
Which
Guy and stuff.
funny enough, funny enough, they're currently shooting a Christmas musical right now.
Oh,
Will Ferrell, and I think it's for Apple TV as well.
nice.
But no, what I like about streaming is like Will Ferrell, Adam Sandler, and them guys would have rarely ever did a dramatic film in theaters because there's more of a chance of it not making money because
Yeah.
they're known for comedies. Now with streaming, you can take the risk and have Will Ferrell in such a dark show like this, and him not being like there is funny moments in the show. There is funny, but it's not like
Yeah.
it's not every scene. It's but you these type of actors now can take risks and start doing more drama because for one, it won't fail at the box office. There's not much pressure on them, and they don't have to stick to the one beat where they're just playing these comedy guys every single film, which they're terrific at, but they can
Yeah.
branch out a little bit more. I think Will Ferrell should definitely do more drama after this, 100%, because
Yeah.
these guys are hugely talented, but they're just known for being comedic stars. But I think Adam Sandler's showed it. Will Ferrell here is definitely showing it as well.
Yeah. And yeah, I would like to see more as well. And you know, yeah, for the most part, the show isn't very gloomy or very serious like a thriller should be and stuff, but it's very lighthearted. But sometimes you feel bad by the stuff that's
Yeah,
happening to Will Ferrell. That's about it. But for the most part, the characters, the place where Will Ferrell is working, there's some comedy there. And obviously some of the dynamics between Will Ferrell and Catherine Hahn's character. That is also kind of funny, um,
you know
but
it's interesting.
tragic as well.
Yeah, like Paul Rudd's character, he never goes so far. He's going to be breaking the law. Kind of way.
Yeah,
The way he's been manipulative, he does it in a way where he could probably never be like brought to court or jailed over. He's just
yeah,
manipulative. He's like, I forgot my wallet or something like that. And then Will
yeah,
Ferrell's character pays for it, but it's not like Will Ferrell's character pays for like straight away. Like you have Paul Rudd's character, like, no, it's fine, it's okay. No,
yeah,
well, we are supposed to be having a therapy meeting right now, so technically you're supposed to be paying me. Like it's messed up stuff like that. And like there's even a scene where they're having a meeting and the meeting ends, and it's lunchtime, and Will Ferrell's character has just been a breakthrough, and Paul Rudd's character is like, oh, that's lunch,
yeah,
and he gets up, puts on his coat, and he's like, well, if you really want to continue this, Marty, we could go have lunch together, you know, me and you.
yeah,
And he's like, oh yeah, let's do that. But I will have to chow you though. And Will Ferrell's character, of course, that's okay. Because
yeah.
it gets to a point where Will Ferrell's character feels like he needs Paul Rudd's character, so he feels like he has to
Yep.
go and have lunch with him. Oh, but okay, I have to pay him as well. It's just a messed up relationship. But I think in a way they do care about each other as well. I think Paul Rudd's character does care about him. It's just he's really manipulative and takes advantage of
I think he cares only because he wants this relationship to be strong so that he can obviously benefit out of it. Because in one scene he, he's not feeling well, something happens, and he gets really worried because obviously if something happens to this guy, his
him.
money will stop coming.
Yeah.
So he has to
There's even
care
a
about him.
yeah. There's even I'll give a podcast spoiler for about 15 seconds when
No, don't do it.
no. It's
No.
just no. It's just right. It's just about his health. Like you said it there. It's just like there's more about that as it goes on. That Paul Rudd's character wants him to be healthy, and eat right and stuff like that. That's all I'm trying to say. Because he doesn't want him to die
Right,
because
right.
that's his money. You know what I
Exactly,
mean.
exactly.
He looks after him. He's like, oh, you should exercise. You should eat right. Let's go for
Yeah,
a walk. Things like that. He keeps him active. That's all I was gonna say.
yeah. It's basically like he's, milking this person, but
Yeah,
while being very, um, well, fake, but while being very caring about him, at least
yeah.
from his perspective, and also being very patient because you can get real tired of it, like, in 2 or 3 days, but he is being very, very patient. The
It's
moment
all.
he loses his temper with him, obviously
Oh
the
yeah, yeah.
relationship will sour. So he has to be really patient with him.
28 years, man. This went on for. I
Damn.
can't believe it. just can't believe it.